Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for coming and joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of a product by Profusion. It's actually like a little portfolio type thing that I had seen at Walgreens. They had a whole display, which usually they do not carry Profusion. I've only usually seen it at Walmart. But this time, I was at my Walgreens the other day and they had a whole display, a lot of different things. But they had a portfolio like this, and it is loaded with pretty much everything you need. And the other day, the reason why I went back to get it is because I had bought it's like a lip trio, and it had lip liner and a lipstick, a liquid lipstick, and then like a topper, and I really loved it. So I went, oh, I really enjoyed these. So I went back and I saw that portfolio, and I go, I have to try it. And you guys it's only $20. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, my thoughts and review on that, just keep watching. But first, go grab your cup of coffee or a glass of wine, and we'll just hop right into it. Yeah, so at Walgreens, I ended up purchasing this. It's a portfolio, and it's beautiful packaging. It has like a little rose gold clasp here, and it has all of this in here. So there's 48, I believe, yeah, 48 shades of shadows. There's pressed glitters, highlighters, blush, bronzer or contour. But this is what it opens up and looks like. So there's quite a bit going on here. And it was only $20. So if this performs well, this would be a very nice gift for somebody. And then I also had, and I was looking through my foundation. I thought I did, but I had purchased a while back their foundation. And the only problem with this is I looked on their website and there's only 12 shades. So their shade range is not real extensive, so the selections are slim. But I actually had bought, looks like 2 shades, and I imagine I'm going to have to mix these to come up with like a perfect shade. The nice thing is these have hyaluronic acid in it. It's a satin finish, they say. It's vegan and cruelty free. So I would like to try this today to see how I like this. So if this is a good foundation, these, I think they're only like $6. I'll double check on the website, and everything I always use is listed in the description box down below. So yeah, so I had these by them. I have this whole thing that pretty much can do my whole face. I believe it probably could. And then I had, in my other video, if you guys remembered, I had purchased their little lip trio. So I'll be using that today. So it's almost a full face of Profusion. So yeah, we're just going to hop right into this and get started because there is a lot to be playing with here. Yeah, so I've already moisturized my face. I've already done my brows. So I also have, I forgot, I do have their eye primer. So I am just going to start priming these eyes right away. Okay, so I have that all primed. Their primer is a very nice, smooth application. It doesn't dry down too bad, which is, this could be good for a lot of people, especially if you're just starting off with, starting to apply shadows, because sometimes if it's really tacky, it can, grab and stick, and if you're not used to it, it becomes difficult. So this is good for, especially for beginners. Okay, so I'm going to go into a shade here. It's called Pretend, and that's where I'm going to just put in my my transition shade, and we'll just start there. I will say there was, like if you just seen right now, it picked up a lot of, kickback. Sometimes that could be a great thing. It means that it's going to be a pretty blendable formula. I'm going to try a different brush here. That other one just was not grabbing the product well enough. Okay, so this is good, like just for a light transition shade. And it seems, yeah, it just might be just too light for me. So I'm just going to put it down. But yeah, there's a lot of kickback on this. So it's a very soft formula. So we'll see. Like I said, this could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. So yeah, once I went in a couple times, it is picking up more color here. So this, yeah, not too bad so far. At first I was a little worried because it was really, really soft. So, but it seems to be actually working out very well now. All right, and I'm just going to take this as much as I can up to the eyebrow to just kind of fade it as it goes up. So I put most of the product down in my, like in this area here. And now I'm just kind of going all the way up and bringing it very close to my brow. Just so there's a light color up there and there's not like those harsh lines that you know I do not like. Now I'm going to go into the shade T, and it's a deeper brown. And I will say that I'm noticing that I do need to load up the brush on some of these shades quite a bit. Like when I just tap my brush in there, it really didn't pick up a lot of color. So I'm not quite sure on these shadows. And I've used their shadows before. I have another palette by them, and I really enjoyed it. It just seems like maybe these are just too soft. But it's, that was a much deeper brown, and I'm just not getting a lot of color payoff here. But we're just going to keep trying and see if this changes. Maybe just in the pan it looks, darker than it really is. But yeah, I'm feeling like that just didn't do much. So I'm just going to clean off this brush, and I'm going to go into a different shade then. It's called Ride. And this is I would say this is more like a cooler shade, I would think. It looks, gray in the pan, but I'm not sure what is going to come out on here. So I'm just kind of changing gears here because the brown was not showing up, the shade T. That just was not cooperating with me. So I am just now going to a deeper shade here. And I'm just going to take that all the way, to about right here. And I'm going pretty good in my fold. And I have loaded up both sides of my brush. So when I'm in that fold here, I'm getting product on here and up in here. So when I load up my brush, it's pretty much covered on both sides. And I'm just going back and forth and laying down the product. And that way here too, like when I look up, I'm hoping that it peeks through here. And that's a little tip if you have hooded eyes. It just makes it a little easier. And then you can go back and take it up as much as you want. But I like to lay down most of the product this way because it's almost like a little guide as to where, the shadow is going to come through. Now I will say with this shadow here, and what I'm seeing is, when you do build them up, they're not bad. Because sometimes when you apply, a shade and then you put down another shade, there's two things that can happen. Either the one gets lost in the other shade and you can't really tell the difference between the two, or it becomes very muddy looking. And I'm not getting that as of yet. So that's a good thing. Like I said, the other brown, it just could have looked deeper in the pan, but it just comes out a lighter shade once you put it on your eye. So it would be, every time I get a new palette, it's something you got to play around with. Every formula is different. Now I'm going to get into the shade, it looks like Souffle. And it's like a burgundy shade. And I'm just going to go right here in my corner. Okay, and now I'm just going to go in with a little flatter brush and pick up a little bit more product just to kind of pack it down. I just want that a little deeper. And then I'll go back and kind of blend this together. And I'm not seeing too much fallout, so that's good. Considering how soft it is, I'm actually a little surprised. And I'm going in with that one brush that I used with that, what was it called? Ride shade. And I'm just kind of meshing all that together. And now I'm just going to go in with a very fluffy brush that's clean and just kind of mesh all that together. Not too much though, because like I said, I want it to become muddy and you can't, see the difference between all of the shades. So I got to be just kind of careful. You just kind of go lightly around there. So I think that's good for now. I might go in with my little pointy brush again, clean that off, and use a little bit of, it's called Steady. It's a black shade, just to add a little bit dimension here. I'm not going to add a lot. Okay, now I'm going to go into my eraser brush and just kind of go around those edges and, get all those harsh lines out. And I got some here, but that's okay. We'll clean that up in a minute. Now I'm going to go into, they do have a few shimmers, so we'll try those, of course. I have to have something here. And it's called Wings. And it looks like a pretty, I'm not seeing a lot on this brush. I probably will have to wet this. So I'm going to wet this brush and go into the shade Wings. And it's looking like like a gold shimmer here. Let me try my finger. See if I get more of a, it goes on better with your finger. Okay, so I think that's all what I'm going to do at this point for now. I will say that these shadows were not easy to work with, I feel. I feel like I really had to work at it to get where I'm even at right now. So, I'm not sure. Like I said, maybe, I can play around with it a little bit more, or maybe just a different primer. Maybe a better primer might work with it. But yeah, I really, really had to work at that. So to bring up color, I felt like I had to apply a lot of product just to get, the color payoff I was looking for. So I know I hate being mean about products, but, I got to be honest. So I'm going to put on my eyeliner. Okay, so the eyeliner, I forgot to tell you, of course, is my favorite Glam Light. Okay, so today I'm going to prime my T-zone with my Haley's um, primer. And I just wanted to change it up. I always use the e.l.f. and today I am going to use the Haley's. And I'm just going to apply about that much here. And it looks like there's a shade on there, but I don't think there really is. It looks like it, but I don't really see a shade change in my face when I do use it. And I, for some reason, have pores here. So I just put a little bit here. And you can really see how once you apply this, how it kind of mattes everything out. Everything went from shiny to matte. So it is a very nice primer. Okay, so we got that all primed. And then I'm going to do the rest of my face with one of my favorite primers through Hard Candy. And it's the Hydrating Primer. It's a 12-hour makeup grip. And it looks like that. It's the dupe for the Milk. Okay, so like I said, I have two different shades here. And it looks like, let me see which, also it has SPF 15 in it, just so I don't know, some people that really matters to them. So it does have SPF 15. I forgot to do my little thing. This is light 1, which is a warm yellow. Okay. And then this one is medium 3, which is a neutral. So like I said, I think I'm going to have to mix these because I did look at the light one when I was upstairs looking at these, and it's a little light. So I'm just going to mix the two and come up with something here. Okay, I think I found a pretty decent match. Something that's, thank goodness I have a little mock turtleneck on today just in case. But so I'm just going to start with I'm not really familiar with this product, so I don't think ooh, it's a little thick. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in with the brush here. I'm going to spray my brush a little bit. It just seems to me like it just helps the product move around a little better. It also, it just adds a little bit of hydration to your skin. Um, I just like it. Yeah. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, but especially with the thicker formula of foundation, I will wet this brush. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the sponge. I always like to do that. I always go in with the sponge and then, or with the brush and then go in with the sponge. And the reason why I like doing that is like now I pick up a little bit of extra product that's maybe just kind of sitting there. And also it helps to push in the product. So I'm kind of doing both at the same time. Okay, I'm going in with just a little bit more product now. It's pretty good coverage. I will say that. I would say it's a pretty high medium. Not bad at all. I don't, I just gotta, I don't know what the stain power is, of what it's gonna do. So, I'm gonna be wearing this quite a bit or quite a few hours today. So I'll write in the description box how this held up. So yesterday I did a video or yesterday it came out of my new concealer, and it's the Clinique, and boy did I really like that. And I will say through the day it even looked better. Like the longer it was on my skin, the better it looked. I also have been liking this e.l.f. Brightener under, like in the corner of my eyes where I get the most darkness. And so I just kind of put that here and on this side. I don't use, a lot. And it's not, it's a very thin formula. And also what I found out the other day is that there is a sponge applicator along with this as well at the top. So yeah, that was pretty funny. I was sitting there kind of looking around. I'm like, gosh, what is this? Why is that moving here? And I realized, yeah, there's a whole applicator there. So I think that's a nice little feature. So I'm just going to put on my concealer like I always do. And now I'm going to go back to this area and do the brightener first. Just kind of let, it's been sitting there for a minute, and now I'll just kind of blend in nicely. And then, oh, where's my sponge? All right, well, I'm going to have to use my finger today because it looks like I have forgotten to bring down my e.l.f. sponge. So that's okay. The fingers work great. Actually, the other day when I did apply this concealer under the eye, I did use my finger just to see if I liked it, and I did. It worked very well. So I have the sponge. The sponge is really playing with my mind. I could have used that, and I will here. Yeah, it works pretty good. I like that applicator. So I'm going to bring back my the portfolio here, and I'm going to go into and bring some color back into my face. And I'm going to try, it's called Light Sculpt. So it's a lighter shade here. I don't want to go in. Wow. Oh boy. All these are pretty powdery. So yeah. Oh boy. I don't know about this palette, you guys. Oh boy. Okay. I'm gonna mix these two. Oh, well, you will see what, I mean, do you guys see this? It's just, oh, this is so disappointing because it looked like such a fun, nice palette. And I normally love Profusion. I don't know what's going on. Well, I guess what can I expect for $20 here? Well, we're going to see what we can do. Like I said, I always try to make things work. So now I'm just kind of mixing a bunch of shades in here because the other one was a little bit too light for me. See, I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on. You know, so I'm just kind of mixing all of these together because, like I said, the light one was just not even showing up on my skin. So, um, just kind of trying to find some kind of color here that will work. We got to make this work, you guys. Because I didn't bring anything else down. So I have got to make this work. So we will. I think I'm just going to, there's a really deep shade here. And I think I'm just going to add that right here. Try to create a little bit of, now that looks nice. I'm just going to get under my chin. Do a little bit. And I'm going in with the deepest shade. Deep Sculpt. So if you are super dark complected, yeah, these shades may not show up on you. So, I mean, once I get them on, they look so nice. You know, it's just, boy, they just are really flying everywhere, you know, the product. But once I get them on, they, you know, it looks pretty nice. You know, like the shade is actually a nice shade. Okay, so let's just move on. Okay, I'm going to try one of these blushes. Like that. And it looks like it is coming up. No, maybe it's just the lighting because on here it's looking, oh boy, it looks like I have tons on, but on here it looks like I have hardly anything. So it could be the lighting. I'm just not used to that. And I'm just bringing it on the apples of my cheeks just a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is, like I said, when I go in a little bit too much, I just go around the edges with the sponge that I have the foundation on. And it just kind of softens those edges. See how it just kind of softened it. Okay, so now I'm just looking for my highlighter brush. Okay, so let's try a highlighter here. I think I'm going to try, look in some better light here. I think I'm going to try, it's called Lit. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. Yep, that turned out really nice. It's just very subtle. I mean, I can definitely see it on there. So it's a pretty highlighter. Now there is a pressed glitter, and I guess I could try a little bit just to see what happens. Oh, that might be too light. Let's try this. It's called Throne. Ooh, oh boy. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, I like that. These pressed glitters are, do you see that? That's pretty. And they're not really loose, you know, it's almost like in maybe like a little gel type situation, you know, it's not like completely, oh wow, these are, I mean, this would be great for the holidays. You guys, I'm torn. I'm really torn on this palette because there's things I love and then there's things that are questionable. Like I said, it's just a lot of loose powders, but you know, I don't know. It's a hard call because there's, like I said, there's things I do like about it. So for 20 bucks, I mean, you can't go wrong. Okay, so now I'm just going to go and I'm going to do the under eyes here. So I'm going to go in this edge here with it's called Ride. And I'm going to go just under my eye with that. Now here, it's showing a lot of color payoff. So maybe it's user error. Okay, so we are looking not bad. All right, and now I'm going to go in with their lipsticks that I got that one day. Let me close up this portfolio and get that out of my way. And I really loved these lipsticks. These were amazing. And I'm going to go in with the liquid lipstick. And the shade was called Nude on this. And it came in a 3-pack. And see how this has like a gold shimmer on there, and I just put it on the middle part here and just keep, the rest darker. It just kind of makes you seem like you have bigger lips. Okay, you guys, so that is done. So now I'm just going to put on my mascara. I'll do that off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, this is it. This is the final look. Okay, so let me go through a review. And as I was putting on my mascara, I was thinking about it. I'm like, and I'm looking, and it's really not that bad. I will say there's a lot of kickback, so you've seen a lot of the powder going on and stuff like that. But the eyeshadows, as I look closer, some of them really were nice. It's just some of them weren't as pigmented as I thought. So I just had a hard time. Like there's a burgundy in here that I'm not even really seeing too much. So like I said, there's good and there's not so good. The blush, I really love the blush, the contour or bronzer. I think that was really pretty. Um, the foundation, I'm really enjoying so far. Like I said, throughout the night, if it holds up, I'll be pretty happy with this. It's very pretty. Oh, you know what? I did not set my face, and so this looks really good without me setting my face because usually I have to set my face. I'm like trying to spread, desperately trying to find my fan. So let me do that really quick and see if that even changes the look a little bit. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed the highlight. It's very, blingy. You can really see it. It's not super glittery. Hopefully you can hear over this fan. Yeah, so it's not, no, it's not real glittery at all. And I don't feel like it is accentuating my lines too much. So that's good. I mean, highlighters can do that anyway, so, but it's very pretty. I can see it right up. These glitters here are just absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me of, I don't know if anyone has the Tati, but it really reminds me of her palette, her pressed glitters, um, which says a lot because, like I said, I mean I didn't have really any that fell out under here. It's really pretty, so I do love the pressed glitters. So again, I'm torn between it. I mean, but for $20, absolutely, it is worth it. I will come a little closer so you can see the eyes. Maybe you can see what I'm talking about. Maybe you can just say I'm crazy. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not horrible. It's not horrible at all. Just some of the shades I chose did not show up as I thought they would. So yeah, I mean, for the price, again, it's a beautiful packaging. You get a lot of product. Yeah, so I really like that. The foundation, I really enjoyed. The lipsticks, I absolutely love the lipsticks. So, all right, you guys, thank you for sticking around with me. And yeah, I mean, I was glad I got to do a real review and not, everything doesn't go so smoothly all the time. We can't expect perfection out of each product that we choose. And I was glad I was able to make this work and I was determined to make it work. All right, you guys, thank you again for everything that you do. Love reading the comments. I had some last time. It was so much fun reading them. So yeah, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Please, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That does help. All right, you guys, until next time.